Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Connor, here with my father,
Kevin.
And today, we have a very special guest, MAVI.
Yeah, it's me. I'm happy to be here.
Thank you so much for being here.
First, I want to say, yes, thank you for being here. Just got into Canada, and you just finished a show in Seattle, was it?
Yeah, last night.
Yeah. How's the tour been so far?
Oh, it's been beautiful. I think, I'm on the road with my best friends. We're doing the entire thing, driving.
Mm-hmm.
So we've driven, we started in New York.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Wow.
Vancouver. Yeah, so we went up through Canada, down through the Midwest, into Denver and Salt Lake, and then back up to Seattle. And then now we're here.
That's wild. Do you sleep on the car or the bus or whatever?
A little bit, but mostly I try not to.
Because I was gonna say you could you get a whole tour of the States basically.
Literally, I think because we went up and down and backtracked so many times, we've traveled more than the entire coast to coast mileage of the United States. Yeah, so I've seen some beautiful stuff, mountains, plains, forests, deserts, everything.
Are you guys in a full scale bus or is it?
Nah, it's a little Sprinter.
Oh, Sprinters.
Little 8-seater.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
And you could crash if you wanted to, right? You could...
If we wanted to, but we don't want to.
You could put a pillow and fall asleep for a bit, right?
Yeah. So I might get a little 2 hours out of an 8 hour, something like that. And I've been helping drive some of it too.
Yeah.
Because I love to drive. I just love driving.
But do you guys sleep somewhere, for the?
Yeah, little Airbnbs.
Yeah.
We haven't really stopped in the middle of any drive though.
No.
Yeah, no. We kind of get all the way to the next city every time.
Wow.
Yeah.
Also, there's no if you just do it, gun it.
Yeah.
If it's 2 days or whatever.
Yeah, we just kind of. Well, no, the longest drive so far has been 12 hours.
Oh wow.
Yeah, so
that's not too bad.
Yeah, it's been pretty manageable.
If you're splitting it all up.
Yeah.
Right.
Exactly.
Yeah. So, man, I have been getting so many requests over the last little while to listen to your newest record.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of Twitter or X or whatever you want to call it now.
Twitter.
Yeah, I keep going by Twitter.
So do I.
And I think I'm going to keep calling it Twitter. A lot of Twitter messages and some Instagram as well, but people telling me to check out your record. I've been familiar with your work for a little bit now. I was introduced to you when you were featured on a Alchemist project. You were on the first track. I forget the name of the project. You probably remember
This Thing of Ours, Volume 2.
Yeah. So I heard you on that, and then I checked out your stuff, and so I was familiar with you, and I knew your music, but a lot of people were saying to check out this new record. Just lots of or not me check it out, but show it to you.
Yes.
Which we ended up doing. I listened to it on my own time, and I was kind of just, blown away. And I sent it to you the same time that I listened to it, and you had a pretty emotional experience listening to it.
I loved it, and I have a whole bunch of questions about lyrical content and stuff like that. If you don't mind me starting with one question.
That's
right?
my favorite.
Okay, so I'm gonna write. I'm reading these because I'm old.
Heck yeah.
He's got them in his head, right? 20,000 Leagues.
Yes.
Such a great opener. Okay, it absolutely blew me away. When I first heard the lyrics, it resonated with me so much from a parent. Okay, from a parent's point of view, I started crying, and I just want to know: does the 20,000 leagues represent the distance one would go for someone they love?
Yeah. So it's when I wrote it, what was on my mind was just true love, right? And I was in a really religious kind of bag thematically, and so 20,000 Leagues as a writing experiment was I kind of got this music that was a backdrop that I didn't really know how to approach from a traditional rap sense, but I knew that was just so beautiful and sweeping and moving that I wanted to do something with it. And so then I just started being well, this doesn't have to be a rap song. And then I just kind of wanted to so I believe God is love, right? And God is change. So I kind of wanted to take the love portion of my understanding of God and break that down, where like God is this all-encompassing, omnipotent, omniscient force, where love appears in a infinite amount of like
Spaces.
in situations.
Yeah.
And so like some people see it as like, oh, are you talking to a lover? Are you talking to yourself? Are you talking to your child? And really, I wrote it like God talking to me.
Wow.
And then it works as everything.
Yeah.
And so like, it's
I love
very
that.
That is,
yeah.
well, see, you know what? That's great about interpretation.
Well, I love that because
But it was intended to be like ambiguous and where people could take complete whole meanings of the song.
Yeah.
separately.
Yeah, and by using God as a reference there, like, yeah, anybody can take it and apply it to whatever. Like, you saw it from the point of view of a father.
Of me to you and your sister. Like,
Yeah.
it really did, right?
And it was that was an emotional one for you. No,
Yeah.
that's why I love chatting with people about, their art and their lyrics, because you get totally different.
It is, and you hear it from me, from you, who.
And I wanted it to be that way. I wanted to be able to learn something. I think 20,000 Leagues is like a litmus test for like where your tenderness is living at the moment.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like I started the song writing it like toward my romantic partner. And then like I started saying things where I'm like, dang, this is stuff I would like to hear. Like God respond to me.
Mm-hmm.
Then I was like, dang, this kind of sounds like every way that love appears in my life externally is different, but at the source is the same.
Yeah.
And so that was kind of like hearing people's different, like, oh, this song's about this. No, this song's about this. No, this song's about that. I'm like, oh, this is so far. I love making, I always dreamt of making like a piece of art that would reflect the viewer in the interpretations.
That
like,
just gave me shivers, you know that?
Yeah.
That was absolutely beautiful. Like, seriously,
Well, no, it makes me want to like just like pause this podcast and go listen to the song again. Like,
I know.
Like, I just want to like re-listen with that perspective in mind.
I'm on like 30
Listens.
30 listens. It's been insane. It's such a great opener because of the subject matter, and what you've explained it to me. It changes the way I look at the album.
Yeah, and then sonically, actually, that was like Zay's call because we were all like putting together, me and him at first, and then we introduced like my homies Angelo, Leroy, and Kevin Long, where we kind of just all made different like permutations of all the songs I made into track lists. But he was the first person like, we should start that first. Mm-hmm. And I knew I wanted Open Waters to be near the beginning too. So it was kind of risky to even go about it like that because like to a listener who's like trying to consume a rap project, it's like, well, what is this? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I think like, especially for like brand new listeners or listeners who don't really even know what music I'm making, it was really important that it started that way.
Yeah, it was fantastic. Any connection to the book?
Nah, that was just the name of the instrumental. I never read the book. What's the book about?
The book is about 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea, I think it's called, right?
Yeah,
it's
that's
like
the name.
and it's old. Like
it's really old.
It's really old, right? So, but I remember there was a at one of the parks. I don't know if it was Disneyland, but they had a ride there, right? And they discontinued it. But I think it was about a journey about how I don't even know because he's the reader. I've read one book this year.
Yeah, but I haven't. No, I haven't read it.
Yeah.
But yeah, no. You've read one book this year, and it's been a Playboy magazine. No, I don't know if that counts.
No. That was the Book of Eels.
Oh yeah,
which
you
is a
did
beautiful
read,
book.
Yeah, you did read that. Sorry, you read two books.
Where can we cut this all out?
Lord have mercy.
No, keeping that in.
But But like it was also interesting because like water was like a really important creative theme throughout like the song naming and the sonic landscape and stuff. And so like one other like allegorical through line of the album is like descending, like and then like resurfacing.
Yeah.
So yeah.
I found that like I'm a Pisces, so that was like
that was your shit.
It was coming right through. Yeah.
Yeah.
You guys are Virgos, right?
No, Libras.
Sorry,
Yeah,
Libras.
yeah.
Libras.
When your birthday is, Connor?
It was like what, 10 days ago?
10 days ago. Yeah.
Oh, happy belated.
Thank you. Yeah, your birthday's coming up.
Yeah, it's on the 7th. Yeah.
Yeah. I wanted to ask, about this record, just with it being so personal, how is it bringing it to the stage, and not just the stage, but like a solo tour? How's that been for you? How's that experience?
Oh man, it's been so interesting because like for an album that is like so heavy in terms of content, there's like so much levity and joy at the shows. And at first I felt like kind of weird about that because it's like I feel like I need like my physical persona while I'm performing to be really in character and really brooding and but that's not actually like in my personality in terms of like interacting with new people.
Yeah.
And especially interacting with like consumers of my music, enjoyers of my music. So I kind of stuck to what was natural to me, and even more so, I think some of the experimentalness of this album gave me additional confidence that let me be even warmer, even more engaging, even more funny even. And even like through all my albums, there's this, and through all the rap that I really enjoy, there's this like balance between like levity, humor, and absurdism, and like nihilism and despair. And I think that's like part of the revolutionary
that's
potential.
the human experience.
Yeah.
Right there. Yeah.
That's what I love about. That's what I fell in love with Danny Brown.
Yeah.
Yes.
I love Quaranta. It's one of my favorite albums, there was ups and downs and throughout that whole album.
Yeah, that was one of your favorite albums of, not even of the year, but of like just the whole channel experience that we've done.
I felt that I feel that albums that when they have that flow, it just there's something you it resonates with you. It's all over. It's just not one a specific theme that just runs right through, right?
Yes, and that feels like a conversation where like there are things that in the moment are really devastating, and maybe the impacts of them continue to be devastating over a long time. But being able to laugh about them or to tell the story very off the cuff, it feels like I have internalized and assimilated this experience into my story. Yeah. Not that like my life is a part of the story of this event. And so the stage so far, especially because, like I said, I'm with my best friends. We're doing this in a really intimate way with a lot of like group togetherness, team building time. It's just been really beautiful, honestly. Yeah. The stage, yeah.
It must be traveling with like your besties to do this as your
man.
Like
that's the dream, man.
It is like literally the dream.
Yeah, I was just to say it must be just absolutely incredible.
Yeah, no. Speaking of, or no, not speaking of live performance, I had a question regarding, I read somewhere, because I try not to, when we do like these podcast episodes, I try not to do too much research on the artist, because I want to just connect on like
I like that.
A raw level, it's just like, without any information. But one thing that I do know that I saw from a quote a while back that piqued my interest was you like to read a lot before starting a project.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so I'm fascinated by that. What is the or what do you get out of reading a few books, or first of all, how many books? Say you're going to go into album mode right now. Are you how are you picking your books? How many books are you picking?
Yeah.
Or do they just kind of fall into place like naturally? Is it more of that?
It's a mix of both. I think the reason it's a mix of both is because my interest, like my just as a guy interest, like as a guy who doesn't want to do anything in life, they kind of span like a wide breadth of topics, but they encircle like the same internal curiosities within me.
Yeah.
Like I believe like science, spirituality, math, and art all kind of exist for the same pursuit of an answer in humans. Yeah. So like on my bookshelf today, there may be like the cognitive neuroscience of vision, the Sun Ra biography, The Wretched of the Earth by Walter Rodney, and like Homegoing by Yak Gyasi. Like those, like, or there might be like
Homegoing. I read that That's what the Ghanaian sisters.
Yeah.
That book is that's a good book.
I love that book.
Yeah,
I love that book.
That's a fantastic read.
Yeah, I read it with my girlfriend, and it was like so beautiful. It was a beautiful experience. Like even just reading it with her, like, it was so good.
You have that upstairs?
No, it's the book I read a while. It's from like 20. I think it came out 20.
Like 2010.
Yeah, 2016, 2017, something like that. But yeah, no, I've found that so cool because to me, I read a lot, and I also like to write. I write kind of all different stuff. I'll write music, but I also write, just almost. I don't even want to call it fiction. It's just journaling, basically. I have a journal I carry around everywhere, and I'm always writing stuff. And to me, if I'm going to start something, whether it be creative or even less creative, but more like, like when I look at our channel, what we do on here, like it's not necessarily creative. We just kind of sit down and listen to some music. There's a little bit of creativity involved, but I like to like wake up early and get some reading done, and that kind of sets me for the rest of the day. And yeah, so when I heard that you do that with records, or before starting a record, I just thought that was such a cool.
I get a lot of real benefit from it, because whether I'm reading, like, let's say I'm reading like a fiction or like a political analysis, there are like aphorisms or like proverbs or like little mottos and stuff, like governing philosophy, like distilled into a sentence, that are really useful to me, like as a writer, where I'm trying to distill a bunch of life experience into like a universal kind of sentence. And then with science too, it's like networks and concepts is like something, systems really inspire me. Like making sure everything lines up and every force of the album measures against each other. My album Let the Sun Talk, it has like 14 tracks and 2 interludes, so like exactly 12 tracks. And I wanted them to all be hands on the clock and like reflect different out. So it's like I really like systems. I really like proverbs. So like my kind of book selection kind of spans all of that.
All over the place.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. That makes sense. Yeah, mine. I'm more into fiction, and then I'll read some nonfiction. But I'd like to get into more nonfiction stuff and biographies and whatnot. Because my bookshelf is mostly older fiction and some contemporary stuff, but a lot of like older like classics and stuff. Like I went through a big like Russian classic phase, so I was reading a bunch of
Dostoevsky.
and Tolstoy and stuff. But
I started The Idiot my freshman year at college, and it was too dense. I think I'm gonna give it another shot, though.
You should, yeah. I went through. I tried to do a year. Like there's this challenge where you read all his work within a year.
That's hard.
I gave up. I got to like June, so I got through like 5 or 6 books, but I was like, no, this is too dense. Like I need something like to chill out.
I need some snack food.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. But what was I gonna say? We both kind of had a question because
I got a stack of them.
Yeah, you got a stack of them. But you're my father.
Am I?
And, yeah.
Okay.
And clarify.
I sure hope so.
It's not the mailman.
Yeah. And I know it's kind of a weird situation where I'm the one showing you music all the time, but you grew up showing me a lot of stuff. What was the role that music played in your household? Because I heard your father. Musician, and was he playing records all the time and putting you on to stuff?
Oh yeah. My dad's like such a champion.
I love to hear that.
He's such a champion. But one thing about my dad, like sometimes I'm like, because my dad is the hip hop generation. He was born in 1974. You turn 50 when hip hop turned 50.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it narrated his childhood, young adolescence,
whole life.
Yeah, exactly. So his introduction of hip hop to me reflected that. when I was a really small kid, I was listening to really hip hop that was okay for really small kids.
Yeah.
Like I Know I Can by Nas, Be Healthy by Dead Prez, a lot of positive stuff.
Yeah.
When I was getting a little older and he got tired of listening to that type of stuff all the time and the Fugees and stuff, then he wanted to go back and listen to his Ghostface Killer, his Mobb Deep, his Nas's and all of those things. Like, so, and then now, like, as he gets into like his like, yeah, man, I'm a dad, man. Like he listening to like the new reflective Nas albums, like the Life is Good
stuff, and
like even like Ghost D. So it's like he definitely laid the foundation for my love for hip hop. Period. As a man, he don't like taking credit for that though. I be trying to tell him like, I'm just a rapper because of you. He's like, you'd have been a rapper anyway, son. Like, he be trying to he be trying to be loving to people. I'm like, no, this is you.
Because,
this is for you.
Oh man, I love that, and I love that. My follow-up question was gonna be like, are you ever putting your dad onto some stuff nowadays? Are you sending him like records to listen to, like saying, Dad, you gotta check this out, or anything like that?
So not frequently, but I can tell you, like I told you, my dad's favorite rapper is Nas. He loves like Capone and Noriega, War Report. He loves Mobb Deep, High Tech. He loves like a lot of that, like the darker, grungier, really lyrical
grimy stuff. Yeah.
You know who I put him on to? That I was like, oh yeah, how have I never? I put him on to Makami.
Oh.
I was like, have you heard of Makami? He's like, no. And I'm like, oh yeah, I got you.
Which album? Pray for.
Nah, I put him on to Haitian Body Odor.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I think he liked it.
He liked
too.
it.
Yeah.
Oh, that's sweet.
Yeah.
No, that's awesome.
I was really proud of that.
Yeah.
I gotta think of some. I might send him a Boldy James album now.
You should.
He'll like that too. Dang, I don't know how I don't be thinking of these things till now. But yeah, I'm definitely gonna send him Boldy's album. When we out here.
No, send him some stuff. I mean, that's so cool that he's still, because some people, I mean, we talked about this many times. Some people will kind of cut off listening to newer music as they get older.
It's the magic number is 30. It really is. There's been lots of studies. It's been 30 years.
There's been studies. It's not just
no. There's been studies. It's around 30 years of age, and then you start listening to the stuff that you just grew up on.
Yeah,
and it happened to me. I was listening to I was finished at 30.
You know, also, it's also a technological thing too. Because I was talking to my girlfriend about it. She's like really into like retro music and I was like, so what were you listening to in between the decline of CDs and the rise of streaming? Because you got to think like streaming, like Apple Music maybe is like turning 10 years old, like in next year.
Mm-hmm.
So like between the years like 2011, 2012, when I was buying like my final CDs, like new CDs, and like 2016, 2017, between like the mass like embrace of streaming platforms, that's like 4 or 5 years. Like brand new stars have come, one hit wonders have gone that never hit the radio, which is like the other unifying way of like music discovery. So it's like that represented a real stopgap for people, because once you got a streaming service, it's like, okay, I'm going to digitize everything I listen to now. And now it's at the palm of my hands. So now the convenience for listening to things that you already know is there before like the discovery elements of like these platforms have really been introduced. And so it represented like a real impediment toward like honest and hopeful music discovery, like even for people who weren't 30, you know what I'm saying? Yeah.
I didn't even think about that, because that was the time I had a stack of CDs, and then
we're the same age, so I went through the same thing where I was buying CDs. Like I got to experience the tail end of like and CDs and then going on. I probably got your laptop so many viruses trying to get
it was
and that's what got us through, and that's what also supported the blog era and like the move to social media as a music discovery, because for us it was like, we're gonna go download this zip file of the new Isaiah Rashad album in 2013 that we heard about on the internet. So then the whole music discovery process moved completely to the internet before it completely dominated everybody's lives. And so then when you're returning to this and you're seeing, shoot, I'm behind now. I don't know. And then you don't really hear the lineages develop to be able to appreciate the new Sonics, and then you're cooked. You know, because like if you like, you can't really listen to like Playboy Cardi before you listen to Future or Young Thug.
Yeah.
And so if you never heard them, and you never heard the guy before them.
To be fair, I did do that with you. We listened to Playboy Cardi, and then you didn't really like it. But then we slowly went back, and I showed you some earlier Future stuff.
Yeah.
And now you have a totally different opinion on Playboy Cardi.
You know what? I wasn't ready for Dial-It.
No, we did Whole Lot of Red.
Oh, Whole Lot of Red. Yes, sorry.
Yeah,
we did
that's even scary.
Yeah, no, we did Whole Lot of Red at Christmas, like 2 years ago.
Yeah, when it dropped. Yeah.
Yeah, it was Christmas, and I was in a Santa suit, and I had the flu.
Oh Lord.
and I was trying to just go it, but you know, as we've gone along through the whole progression, and now I go back. I got to say though, I really like Cardi's lower tonality.
Yeah, the
in
new
his,
one. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
And when he goes back and he goes high.
Yeah,
And
I love that.
He's going doing the up and down, and I think that's for me where I gravitated.
Compelling.
It was great. So,
but you just weren't ready at the time for that because you hadn't heard anything to build up to that point.
exactly, yeah. Well, the first that blew my mind. We went to the beach one day. We were there all day. We sat out on the deck, and Connor pulls out this album. We light some candles, and
Yeah, this is early on in the channel.
and I literally was, this is what hip hop is, and I was so bloody blown away. I could not comprehend how good it was. That was To Pimp a Butterfly.
Oh yeah, that's my favorite rap album ever. But it works the same way going backwards too, where like, all right, if I listen to MF Doom, and then I listen to Biggie, then I listen to Big Daddy Kane, I can love Rakim and LL Cool J from a much fuller place than if I jump straight from listening to Snap and Roll, Young Jock, Lil Wayne to going straight to Rakim. You know, it's like the steps in the lineage.
Yeah.
And we've kind of been doing that on the channel too.
We've been
Like going backwards.
yeah.
And like since that Kendrick video, which was like, I think that was like our fifth video, maybe sixth video. And that was your first hip hop record that you'd ever listened to, I think.
Butterfly?
Yeah.
Lucky.
From top to bottom. Like I grew up, I did hear like, you know, LL Cool J and stuff, the singles and stuff like that.
Run DMC.
Run DMC,
familiar with, yeah.
Stuff I grew up, but I didn't really immerse myself in it. Then I heard that, and I heard the jazz component of it.
Oh man, you're so lucky.
I
I would give anything.
Yeah.
For to be
your first
my ears were completely green, and it was just like, what is going on here? That was a treat and a half, man.
The second song on there is like for free.
Yeah, that's
like,
he
Jesus.
freaked out.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Like, oh man, that's a blessing.
Yeah, that's great. You know, my question's out of there now, so that was gone.
Was that one of your questions?
Yeah, you took mine.
Oh, sorry. Anyway, what other questions you got on there?
Okay, I got regarding the writing process.
Yes.
Okay, lyrics or instrumental first, and I asked Danny Brown this. I think I did, and so you start with the lyrics first, and sort of
an instrumental,
finds the instrumental, or start with an instrumental in a track, and then that inspires you to go somewhere deeper lyrically, or does it always change?
I'm a scientist, so function defines form. So, and like the hypothesis determine the method. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So like for this one, I was really trying to capture like real ephemerality, like spontaneity, like really give a day-to-day account of certain journeys that I was on as a person. So for this one, it was like arrive to the studio, hear the instrumental, begin writing pretty immediately, make the song into its completion that day.
Yeah.
And that made it like really
so finished in a day?
Yeah.
Pretty much? Yeah.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Make like really like well formed and like honest snapshots. In the past, especially when I felt a little bit more nervous about like being away for longer, and I wanted to like really hone in and make sure as a writer, I wanted to show off my full bag of tricks or like all the tools in my cabinet, I would go writing first. But yeah, it depends. I don't really know how I'm gonna approach the next one.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Going
but
in.
yeah, usually, but now I kind of dig writing after the instrumental, like in the studio, because I'm faster
Yeah.
and it also it makes me more mercurial. Like
Yeah.
I gotta reach for like different parts of my brain
Yeah.
quickly, and then I grab like more interesting things than
So
I
you-
would if I was like sat down and studied.
So it's like with more confidence you have more confidence now going into the studio and you're able to do that, whereas before maybe less confidence going into the studio, so you'd or just work on the stuff beforehand.
Yeah, I had to build the practice of making the song that was in front of me, whether that would be my favorite song I ever made or least favorite.
Mm-hmm.
And that just made me a more productive artist, because before, like, I'd go into the studio, I can feel in my body like what I'm gonna make, and if that's like not my favorite way to feel, I'd be like frustrated. It's like, oh, I need to just take the beat home.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm procrastinating, and it takes a long time to get through an idea that is probably gonna go in the rubbish pile anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But now it's like, let's make the song and say the thing. If it goes in a rubbish pile, it goes there. But like once it is there, now my hands are open to receive the next thing.
So that's a great way of thinking.
Yeah.
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
I was going to ask you also, when you go in, and it's like, if you go in with the beat already there and you're going in for the day, right? Do you find that just going off, like writing, and just you have more flexibility going off the cuff and sort of just, you know what I mean? I'm sort of I write, so I sit there and I go right off the cuff. I don't really think super deeply about it. So I find there's a little bit more creativity for me doing free form, like just letting it out. Do you?
Yeah, I don't really punch in, but my writing style these days resembles punching in,
Yeah.
where I say the thing out loud and then I record it into writing.
Mm.
Like
Okay, yeah, okay, yeah.
And I feel it, and then I write it.
Yeah.
Not I write it, and then I feel it. I used to do it like when I was a weaker writer and like a weaker artist. I used to write it and then have to figure out how to feel it.
Yeah.
But now I know my way around my voice and around an idea to be able to like, okay, I'm trying to hit this bullseye, so I'm going to throw a whole bunch of darts. And I get one bullseye, cool. Move on to the next dartboard. And that's how I go line by line.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Do you write on tour at all when you're
Not this tour.
not this tour? No.
But I do. I mean, I've written some of my best.
Was that one of your questions? Sorry. I'm just letting it flow naturally, and that question comes to my head. I'm sorry if I'm stealing your questions.
Come on,
Throw them
man.
out the window.
But
You
some of my
want to ask
favorites.
the question?
No, go ahead.
No, say it.
No, you already got it.
Ask him.
No, on this tour, are you going to edit this out?
Yeah.
Okay. On this tour, do you find yourself writing on this tour at all?
Not as much as I would like. A lot of my favorite songs ever I've written on tour.
Yeah.
But this tour, man, this is our first time going on tour directly after releasing an album.
Mm-hmm.
So like we didn't really like have a whole bunch of time to like take in that this is out or enjoy it, because like we basically immediately planned for
Mm-hmm.
being on the road. Like our promotion and touring of this album and working toward the next album are all kind of simultaneous processes. So me as a writer, in the midst of like, I'm turning 25, I'm purchasing a home right now. Like I'm gonna close when I get back home.
Oh, congrats.
Yeah, I'm doing a whole bunch of stuff
Wow.
at once. So as a writer, I haven't really gotten the opportunity to like have the peace to do it.
Mm-hmm.
But I do know that the next thing I write, like I write probably like a line a day, like out of a cool.
So there's
I probably
pen to
write
paper,
something
yeah.
every day. But like in terms of like really sitting down, focusing, crafting a verse or crafting a song, I haven't gotten a chance. But I know it's gonna be really good when
It's
I do.
gonna, when it's all done, it's said and done.
Definitely.
So with you, starting the tour right around the same time as dropping the album, that makes me wonder, like, how was the set list? Has the set list had some changes? Like, are you like, because usually if you drop an album and then you tour like a year later, what the fans want to hear, which songs are doing better than others. Have you had to like adjust the set list along the tour, or you kind of just stick with it?
The blessing part for me is I make like pretty short albums.
So you can kind of run through a lot of
Yeah,
stuff.
so I kind of do. So I did this like this for the last tour for Laughing So Hard It Hurts as well. I run through the whole album in order.
Oh, sweet.
and then I do like 4 from this album, 4 from this album, 4 from that album.
Oh, that's sick.
Yeah.
I haven't had the chance to see you live yet, because I don't think have you been? Is it your first time in Vancouver?
First time in
Yeah,
Vancouver.
yeah. No, so I'm excited. The venue you're at is I think
Pearl?
the Pearl.
Yeah,
which
yeah.
is not. It's a pretty good venue. I like.
Have you
it.
seen it? Yeah.
I've never seen it.
Yeah. It's flanked with like it's a straight room. You'll be at the end, and then it's flanked by a balcony, upward balcony.
Oh, nice.
So people are looking down on the stage.
Perfect.
It's really nice. Yeah,
19 plus though. I feel bad for some of
Yeah.
the.
Oh, is it really?
Yeah, because I mean, you probably got fans that are like, you know.
Yeah,
18,
they're really
17.
sad. Is there
Yeah.
somewhere we gotta talk off camera? I gotta figure that out for them. But is y'all drinking age 19 or something?
Yeah,
Why is
yeah,
that?
drink-
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah,
okay.
here it's 19.
Okay.
Some other provinces in Canada it's 18, but
Yeah.
yeah,
US 21, right?
Yeah, 21.
Yeah.
yeah, no. But yeah, with touring, another question I had. I don't know if you got it there. No, I just wanted to ask. You know, you said you don't write too much on tour, but do you take in a lot of inspiration just from different cities that you're in?
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. 100%. I'm like a music listener, like with like.
Was that one of your questions?
Go ahead.
I have a really
Sorry.
I have a really regional music taste, like, so I might get into like how people I'm really deep into like local scenes.
Mm-hmm.
So like I have a favorite LA rapper, I have a favorite Texas rapper, I have a favorite Florida rapper, favorite Atlanta, Detroit,
Yeah.
New York. So I get really regional in my taste, and so as a result of mixing it up so much, like flow wise and even like approaches to writing, I take a lot of inspiration because I also be listening to a lot of the music from the cities when I'm in the cities.
Yeah, I do
Yeah.
that a lot when I'm traveling too. Like I notice I'll find myself listening to, if I'm in New York, I'm listening to like Jay-Z and Nas, and that's
Right.
it really. I'm not listening to anything West Coast or anything like that. You know, never been down to LA or anything like that, but when I go to Seattle, I'll like put on like some grunge music and stuff.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
You know, like I kind of, whatever city I'm in, it feels like almost like I have to. It's like a duty. Like I will be disrespecting the city if I'm not.
And then also you like, oh, this is why this sounds like this.
Exactly. You see the city, you're walking around, you're like, I get it.
Yeah,
you know?
exactly.
I get why the music turned out this way. No, yeah, that's sorry for stealing so many of your
No, it's
questions.
okay.
It's a great minds thing.
But you know
like,
what? That's exactly. We didn't even talk about this, so you were just jumping in. This one for me. I'm a guy with high anxiety, right?
Yes.
I don't like traveling very much, but while you're on the road, do you have some comfort things that keep you grounded and sort of keep you in the zone and keep you, you know?
Yeah, I think definitely calling back home to people I love. That's a huge one. Tea.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Being with obviously
My friends.
your friends, right?
That's huge. Like I was telling Connor when I was getting off the sprinter, I'm like, dang, this is my first time like being away from them.
Wow.
And,
Like on the whole tour, basically, right?
Yeah. Like I'll be in my room and they'll be in their other, but like completely separate places.
Yeah.
I don't think I've done that at all. Yeah, except for the first night, we were all staying separate places.
That's crazy.
So it kind of, I was like, oh. I kind of wanted to cry a little bit.
A little bit
But I had
separation anxiety.
Yeah,
and stuff. Yeah,
for
yeah.
real. Because like, we made a little family. We got a little like inside jokes and little shared experiences and stuff.
And that's something that you're gonna carry with you, like
Your
whole
whole
life.
life.
Yeah. Amazing.
I love
An
that.
amazing feeling, right?
Yeah.
Being in you heard neuroscience, right? You're right.
Yeah.
I wanted to ask a question about frisson and chills, and I know that comes from I get very emotional at shows.
Yes.
I get chicken skin or frisson,
Whatever you
whatever you
wanna
want to call it.
Goosebumps. Yeah.
Goosebumps, all that
I think
kind of stuff.
goosebumps is the most. Like,
Yeah,
used
but the
term.
French term is frisson, right?
Is it?
That's
yeah.
hard.
Yeah, frisson. Do you get that at shows? Like, do you feel that? I know it's different for everybody. Some
people don't get it.
Some
yeah.
people don't get it. That weird. That
My first night of tour, definitely.
yeah.
And I also cried. Like I never cried on stage before. Like
This tour.
Yeah, this tour. Yeah, I cried. I cried pretty bad.
Like
too.
first show or
Yeah, the first show.
oh that's
Yeah, like my mom was there, and my
Yeah.
little brother, and my dad, and like
where was the show?
it was in New York. Like, my
Wow.
family traveled up to see it
Oh,
and stuff.
sweet.
Oh,
and
wow.
it was just like, I had this song that's like just about being grateful for my family and like whatever, like testimony or whatever.
Mhm.
And like when I played that one, it was just like,
Is that where you cried?
Yeah.
I just got shivers listening to you.
Yeah, I cried really
Yeah.
bad, man. It was like sometimes, well, every night on tour, and I don't think it's like necessarily a physical thing, but it's like being awash with emotion. Like, I think something very underrated that feels like cliche, but it's never been a cliche for me. Like, people be like, MAVI, you changed my life. MAVI, you saved my life. Like, I just got goosebumps. I always say, like, you changed my life. Like where people say, like, I don't know where I would be without your music. It's like, I don't know where I would be.
Mm-hmm. Goes both ways.
Yeah.
It goes both ways. Yeah.
And then also, like, even like people responding to it in such heart-oriented ways continues to like reinforce the artistic direction I go and the bravery to do so.
Yeah.
Mhm.
You know, who's to say if like none of this was felt by anybody, if industry pressures would push me down another
In a
path,
different
Yes.
direction,
or
yeah.
just discouragement or lack of confidence,
Yeah.
and being vulnerable and being honest, how it would turn out. So it's like, where music is the thing I build my life around. The people who share this with me, my friends, my supporters, they co-write
Mhm.
the story with me.
In a way, yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's beautiful, man. Oh my God.
And I think
Yeah,
also,
that's-
I think I also allow that because I remain at eye level
Mm-hmm.
the entire time. It's definitely optional. Like, I don't see how people get jaded toward love, but I guess people do or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Or people have bad experiences. But like, just continuing to like humanize the audience, humanize myself. There's no star and there's no fan. It's just people. That makes it where like the impact on me from them and the impact on them from me is like really felt.
You know, I just got shivers again when you just said that.
Yeah.
That is such like that. I haven't heard anybody say that.
Yeah,
Like,
I
it's
know,
just-
you look like you're about to cry.
I know, like really, like, and that you get that, like how important that is. Like
Mhm.
we you know, a lot of episodes, Connor and I open up about our anxiety and
Yeah.
the stuff we
Our struggles
and our struggles with anxiety.
We try to be pretty open.
We're
on the
very
show.
open with it, and
Yes.
and we get a lot of messages, and I pin them on my wall here, and people open up from all over the world and send the emails, and ever since day one, I respond to every single one.
Yes.
Because we wouldn't have a channel if you guys didn't watch.
Literally.
And it's
Yeah.
and I always say it's a two-way street. Like, we're talking about our mental health, and you guys and people are sending in these very personal stories to us,
Yeah.
being very, very open about
Some
stuff.
of them are, yeah.
Some of them are
tough to read.
heart-wrenching.
Yeah.
They're really heart-wrenching, and we respond, and we build this community and talk
Totally.
about mental health, and,
Yeah.
and it's just, but hearing you say that from an artist's perspective of how they're the fan, and you know what I mean, just that was beautiful.
It's
I-
reassuring. to
It is.
us,
It
too,
is.
yeah.
It is.
I think the reason that blessing is so able to be received by us is because we took the risk on not being preemptively paranoid. I think, like, you know, especially from the outside perspective, people might tell you like, "Oh, be careful, you know, the internet's weird, or you know,
Mhm.
people are strange."
Yeah.
But it's like, it's an abandon about me. I kind of feel like nobody can't hurt me.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Like, I just feel like that. It's a dumb way to feel. It's like a young man's way of thinking. But I really feel that way. Like,
Yeah.
I feel like by like bearing my heart, and if I'm telling the truth,
Yeah.
nobody can hurt me with the truth
Yeah.
Yeah.
because I have to
You're
live in
putting
the
yourself
truth.
out there. Yeah.
And that didn't feel risky to me.
Mm-hmm.
And because I was able to like push through that wall, I've been able to like exit. Like, if you hold yourself on a pedestal, then you're someone has to throw a rock at.
Yes.
Mhm.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And I never wanted to be that.
No.
The fear of having rocks thrown at you make people put themselves on a pedestal. But that's the only thing that makes people throw rocks at you.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah.
They don't see you as a guy, a dude, a person.
Yeah.
They see you as a symbol. an
Yeah.
object, an animal.
Yeah.
You know, you humanize yourself by humanizing the audience.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, beautifully said.
Oh, wow.
What you got? Any other questions before we do the final like part of the episode? I don't want to take too much of your time.
I just want to say the closer on the album.
Yes.
This is a production, more of a production question, but
Yeah.
kicking in the drums at the 2-minute mark.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Okay. I can't explain what it did for me to close the album and then having the electric guitar on there. I think it was a full circle. I think that having the guitar on there and kicking the drums in at the 2 minutes.
Come on.
But how did that come about? Because I felt like when we started, and then that really finished it off in a way of saying, "This is me, and I'm moving on to somewhere."
Yes.
Was that?
Because we went so deep and so dark that the one thing I always say about this album doesn't kiss its own ass, but the album also doesn't feel sorry for itself.
Yeah.
So that song was really important in terms of I'm not taking you to the dark. I'm taking you through the dark and alongside the dark.
Yeah.
And it was really important that we have a flourish, a bacchanal, a freaking wedding reception, a freaking cookout after the funeral.
Yeah.
At the end of all of that. And to center, it's not one thing we talk about Pimp a Butterfly. One interesting thing that I just realized about To Pimp a Butterfly's sequencing when I was listening to it on the tour bus last week is that You and All Right are back to back.
Yes. Yeah.
And I understand why he did that, but I didn't want to do that. Well, no, I actually did the exact same thing. So one of the last things he said on You is he says, "I'm fucked up, but I ain't as fucked up as you." Mm-hmm. One of the first lines on All Right is, "I'm fucked up, homie, you fucked up, but if God got us, then we gonna be all right."
Yeah.
And so that was the thing. The difference between I'm fucked up, but I'm not as fucked up as you is God got us. So I wanted to center that final flourish around that spiritual note that is informing the optimism. I didn't want to give an empty optimism. After all of that, convoluted nihilism. So, and then the drums, to your point, and the electric guitar was kind of about I made a few songs like that during the production of this album where I go drumless for the majority, and then we come in at the end. And that's basically if you, I was raised I'm black and I'm from the South. So my family's Baptist, Methodist, Zion, AME Zion and stuff. So when at the end of the sermon, the preacher starts going crazy, and they do the organ stabs, and then the band, then the drums come in, and it was kind of like that.
That was
kind
yeah.
Oh,
that's because you could feel it build. At the 2-minute mark, it was going, and you're so into the immersed into the voice,
and it's meditative through the last few songs to build up
to that point.
where you're kind of entranced, and then you're oh my God, and then it's over.
Yeah.
It's oh my, holy shit, what was that?
Yeah, what happened? Yeah. You're spent. You're
yeah,
I'm ready to sleep.
Yeah, exactly.
It's what, it's an absolutely beautiful album, and you know what, for me, it's my first listen to you as an artist, and I have to go back and listen to all the rest of the albums because it's it's such a pleasure sitting and talking with you today and chatting.
Yeah, so we can end the episode off. We got some stuff for you because we do this with
what
with every.
Are you lying?
No, I'm not lying. We got some stuff for you. We do this at every podcast episode, but we do know this is your birthday coming up, so we got a little bit extra stuff here.
Oh,
yeah. Okay, so
we'll start off with this is because your first time in Vancouver. I know you were in Canada recently. You were up on was it Toronto?
The other side.
Other side.
The other side.
No, we got a couple of Canadian things. So
I'm going to hide this one first, but
which one? Let's bring out the Yeah, this
This
okay.
one, okay,
This one first. I feel like this is
Y'all finna make me cry, bro.
Oh, don't cry. No, please.
this is like a touch of Canada, but mixed with you.
With you. Yeah.
You'll see what we mean when we
Okay.
talk about it.
Okay. I'm like, oh
And-
my
and
god.
I don't know if you use this, if you like this, but you can just have it.
Hush. Oh, this is a Hurricanes jersey.
Yeah, Carolina.
Oh
So
shoot.
it's like the hockey side, the
I'm
Canada.
clipping. I'm sorry. Oh.
Okay, and can we say we fucking went everywhere trying to find somebody to
Put your name on it.
to put your name
That's
on the
okay.
back.
I'm gonna take it to the mall.
Yeah,
Don't
we
even
Get-
worry
get
about
it
it.
done.
Can you? Because we couldn't.
I'ma
People,
get
Well,
mayor
no,
on
everyone would do it, but they said 4 to 6 weeks, and we were like,
No,
oh,
I'm
we
gonna
can't.
take this to the mall.
can we just get it done today? Like,
Yeah, we gonna
oh,
figure this out before I
that's
leave
awesome.
town.
That's great.
Oh man, bro, let me tell you something. Everybody used to have these when I was coming up, like, or used to have like, you wanna know something? A weird piece of Carolina Hurricanes paraphernalia.
Let's hear it.
They used to have branded basketball hoops.
Really?
What?
Yeah, and a lot of like my friends like on the street and stuff had it, and I never really knew what the logo was till I hit like 4th grade. I like Google, what is this? And it was the Hurricanes. And now I've been to a Hurricanes game.
Have you? Yeah.
Yes, like,
Yeah.
oh man,
Yeah.
this is phenomenal.
And I don't know if you know much about the jerseys, but
Put me here.
I went and got one that is a couple years old because they switched from Adidas to the
Nike.
Fanatics.
Oh, gross.
Which,
Yeah, and it's-
So I went and got one that's Adidas still because I was like, I'm not giving you a Fanatics jersey.
Yeah, please no. But thank you. This is incredible.
This year,
I'm gonna wear this like.
Okay, this is for you guys.
this
Can
is
all
for
eat.
your
the,
whole
the gang.
the whole
Yeah.
gang.
And I'm pretty sure you guys. I don't know if you get it on the, but these are exclusive to Canada, right?
These are only available in Canada. We got the
And
ketchup
then
chips.
and then the all dressed.
Hey, let me tell y'all something. Hey, shout out to the homegirl Squid, man. My homegirl DJ Killer Squid.
Yeah.
She lives in Detroit, right?
Yeah.
She regularly crosses the Canadian border
get
to
these?
buy your ketchup. Really? Did y'all know y'all ketchup is different?
Yeah.
Yes, yeah.
We got
Yeah,
really different ketchup.
She swears by it.
Yeah.
And in the all dressed, yeah, we done had this in the green room one time. I ain't tasted though, but we finna run this up. So what is
That's got like
the,
that's got everything on it.
yeah,
it's
like garlic, peppers,
yeah,
vinegar,
Yeah, like it's
whole
all
bunch of
dressed.
spices and stuff and flavors.
Yeah.
like seasoned.
yeah,
Yeah.
And then the ketchup is a Canadian classic. I mean, yeah, we
I'm skeptical, but I'm gonna
give it a try.
Well, give it a try, yeah.
You wanna?
Give it a try.
Should we do it?
Give it a try.
Give
yeah,
it a try
yeah.
now.
Yeah.
We got water if you want to rinse your mouth.
Yeah. Yeah. You know what? Give it a rating. Like,
All right, we're doing a live tasting. Live.
well, here it goes. Okay.
You got MAVI for mayor. Ketchup flavored chip.
I know you got some chips down there, some sun chips,
Yeah.
right? Yeah.
We gonna see what this thing talking about.
Yeah.
All right.
Bro, that's kind of fire.
Not bad, right?
Bro, that's kind of fire.
Yeah.
Like, if I dip that in like some hot sauce
Yeah, or something like that.
Yeah.
in the country, we like take a bag of chips and dump a bunch
Dump
of
a
hot sauce and
in
then
it.
shake it up.
Yeah.
No, this is serious actually.
Okay, we got one more thing for you, and I got to grab it in the
Again?
I'll grab it. It's easier for
Oh,
me.
it's,
to
yeah,
grab.
yeah.
I can't believe this shit, Zay.
It's the final gift.
It's yeah.
In here. I'll explain it in a second.
Wait. Man, y'all playing too much on here, man.
Hold on.
Just put the headphones on.
So this is very small, and you could share it with your
I
your
won't.
family on the bus if you want. But it's funny because it's very small, and then I asked for something custom with this, but you'll see what I mean. It didn't work out the way we were hoping, but it's we know your birthday's coming up,
Oh
so
my god.
we got you
A red velvet cake.
red velvet cake. You can't see the red velvet cake because the thing takes up so much of the space. It's just,
Oh,
But it's an absolutely delicious cake under there.
it says MAVI.
but if you look under, you can see the cake's like
Yeah.
it's a smaller piece of cake. But yeah, we were gonna light a candle, but we are like that might be too hard
Yeah,
to do with the
fire
cameras
hazard
and
and
stuff.
stuff, man. Let's keep it safe. I want to say Connor, Kevin. Gee, I'm like speechless. This has been like, I don't want to start crying. This has been such a great experience, man. And then like, I'm gonna go call my dad and stuff, man. Like, I really needed this today.
Hey, call your dad and put him on some records. Dude.
Man,
Put on
I
that
need
Boldy
to.
James.
Man, no bullshit, man. Like,
Yeah.
I don't want to start crying out here. But for real, man. Like,
No, well, thank you.
I'm
You
on
know,
the road, bro. I've been away from my family for like a month, bro.
Yeah, no, we appreciate
Man.
you coming through to
Yeah.
our house. You know, like
we
it's,
do have lasagna upstairs for if you guys are hungry.
Yeah, if you
my
want-
wife's
if you want
Italian,
some,
so
if you want some food or something like that.
it'll take me
man.
no time to heat it up.
No, it's all good. I don't eat beef.
Okay, no, it's ground turkey.
Yeah.
Oh, I do want it.
Okay.
Okay, we can get some.
Do you want me to get some going?
after we're done?
Yeah, after
we
we're
wrap
done,
up-
after we're done.
for
I'll
you.
get
Yeah,
it.
yeah. We can
Yeah.
get something for you guys to go if you want.
Oh,
Yeah.
Oh my
yeah.
god.
But
I'm sorry, y'all.
No, don't
thank
be,
you.
don't
No.
be sorry. We honestly, thank you for coming through.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah.
Because we just reached out over Twitter.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna keep calling it Twitter. And I've been following your career for a bit now, and then I saw that this is your first time in Vancouver, so I reached out hoping you'd be into coming on the show. I'm so happy you did, and we'd love to have you back anytime you're in Vancouver.
Yeah,
Yeah.
man.
Even
I hope
if it's
y'all
not
come to
for-
the show, man.
Oh, we are, yeah, we got tickets. And even if you're not touring in Vancouver, or if you're not doing a show here, feel free to stop by. We'll cook you some food.
Bring everybody.
Yeah.
Ground
Yeah.
turkey, man.
But we'll wrap the episode off here. Stream the new record, and you're on tour for how much longer? You still got a lot of
Shadowbox tour, man. I'm gonna be on the road till like December.
yeah. So grab tickets
Yeah,
if
come
you're
see me, man.
if it's in a city near you. I'll probably put a graphic up on the screen.
Yeah.
There's still some tickets available, right? It's not all sold out or anything
No,
yet.
no, it's plenty tickets. Like,
Okay,
come
good,
see me,
okay.
man.
Okay, go see them live on tour. Stream the album. It's not available on vinyl yet, right? But it will be.
It will be.
Will be. So keep an
Very
eye
soon.
out because I'm gonna be getting that on vinyl. It's going into my collection.
Absolutely.
And take care, everybody.
Take care.
Much love.
Much love, everybody.
Peace.